Well, hello, Soultribe fam. And if you know who you are, then you know, and you're staying here. And if you're not part of the Soultribe fam, just keep swiping. It's been a while, y'all. And if you think that I have not missed you, if you think for a second that I'm too busy in my life and that I've completely forgotten about you, you all are sorely mistaken. How in the world could I forget the Soultribe fam? And I'm just going to say right now, I have been busy. Yes, I've been building businesses. My husband and I went to Big Sur a couple weekends ago and actually went camping and slept in a tent, and we're under large trees and we're like roughing it, if you can even believe it. And we had a great time. We also had 2 children on spring break. So am I giving you excuses for why I have not showed up? I absolutely am giving you excuses. And I hope that those suffice in me not being able to be at our book reads, because for those of you that are just popping in and maybe are not regulars, y'all are still part of the Soultribe fam, because if you worry about or think about all the things that we like to think about, which is manifesting and alternate dimensions and laws of the universe, well then we're all Soultribe fam. But as you know, one of the things that we overthinkers in the Soultribe fam will do is try to read and kind of level up in our knowledge and our wisdom. And so we've read so many books together, and we are currently reading Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Wynn. And I am on chapter 5 with y'all. We are reading it together. And it has been a slow read. You know, I'm not going to lie. I thought I would be done at this point with this book. I remember when we first took on this book, I told y'all we're going to have this book read in a mere 3 weeks. Well, it's been a bit longer because life has happened and everyone's creating. I'm seeing everyone in the Soultribe fam going live. I'm seeing everybody in the Soultribe fam posting more. We are all on our creation game. And isn't that interesting? I'm just going to pontificate a little bit. Isn't it interesting that as we've all up-leveled as far as our belief systems go, as far as our assumptions go, shout out to my girl Ty and her 30-day assumption challenge, we've all leveled up so much in our lives. And guess what we are naturally inclined to do once we have that level up? Create. So I'm going to put myself on a limb here and say that creation is kind of what we're supposed to be doing. When we connect with source, when we become more one with source, we actually just want to create. It's kind of freaking amazing. And so I'm going to even assert even more boldly that creation is the whole freaking reason that we're here. And we talk about this a lot as we are pontificating on our book group discussions, which if you want to join us for a most leveled up conversation where you not only get to learn and grow in your wisdom, but you get to connect with some of the most badass, realist of the real Soultribe fam. Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, am I always there? No. As the Soultribe fam will attest, I've struggled a bit of late to make it on time, to even make it at all. But we are going to finish this book. And it will be the 3rd author we have read, the 15th or 16th book that we have read together once we've finished Joseph Wynn's Don't Believe Everything You Think. And just the short little chapters that we have read together have completely changed my life. Our girl JJ recommended this book along with some other usual Soultribe members. In fact, a lot of them had the book on their bookshelf, had read it before, had just ordered the book and hadn't really delved into it. And it was our reading of this book together as a Soultribe fam that got everybody on it and like in it to win it. So it's not too late for any of y'all to join us and read this book with us. But I truly digress. The real reason that we come together is not to become smarter than we already are, which is almost impossible to do because, let's get real, we're all pretty extremely smart and intellectual, but it's to connect with each other. It is rare to find the synchronicities that we have all found with each other out there in the wild, but most especially on an app. But we have done it. The Soultribe fam, we have found each other. and we hype each other and we connect with one another. And it still shocks me, like full-blown shock and awe, y'all, when we are having our Soul Tribe meetings, readings, I should call them. And there are so many synchronicities just as far as like what we're all dealing with and what we're interested in and what we're thinking about. And it's just really miraculous to behold. And so if you thought that you couldn't reach across time and space and connect with people that you've never actually met in the real world and that you are connecting with via an app like TikTok, look no further and guess no further, because I'm here to say that it's possible. It happens every single time we get together and read. And I just absolutely am so grateful for the Soul Tribe fam. So back around to updating y'all and just reconnecting with the Soul Tribe fam. We have been traveling, we have been dealing with children, loving every minute of it, and we've been creating. We're kind of in our build phase. I feel like when I first went through like my ascension awakening journey, I had all of these ideas. It was like when my third eye opened, so did the influx of ideas. A lot of other things were happening at that time though. Like I was doing some really hard things. Like I was moving, I was finalizing my divorce, I was working full-time as a teacher. Like I had so many things happening that I really couldn't implement a lot of the inspiration and ideas that I was getting. Not to mention, I was meeting my soulmate, I was getting married. Like so many wonderful things were happening at the same time. And it was almost as if I was like piecing my life together and burning down the old and embracing the new and stepping into my new identity. And like the pragmatics of my 3D all had to catch up with what was going on internally. And that took some time. That took a couple of years. But now I'm so settled in my relationship with my divine counterpart. And so many of those things have finally been concluded. Those chapters have been concluded, that now I'm in this new phase of my life, and now I can truly implement a lot of the ideas that I had. So I've chronicled some of those ideas here on this app. Like I'm working on a drinkware product. I've been writing a book. I'm actually done with my book. I'm editing my book, and then I'll be looking for publishers to take it to market. And my husband and I started a hat pop-up business, which was really more for just like fun. It was like, oh, let's do this creative thing. But it has just freaking taken off so quick. Like we are at all of these big country music festivals. And as you know, spring is music festival season. And so our hat pop-up and our puppy is at all of these big time country music festivals down in Southern California where we live. And it has been so exciting and so creative, but it has just blown up faster than we ever thought possible. So enough about me. I want to hear about you, Soul Tribe. I want to hear from you. And this is your call to action. In the comments, Soul Tribe, I want you to put down what you're working on, what you're creating. And it doesn't have to be some tangible thing. As I talked about, the last 3 to 4 years of my life, we're closing old chapters. We're stepping into new versions of myself. We're aligning the pragmatics of my life to step into this creative phase. And that is just as important to the creative process as actually producing something. As is rest. As we've talked about, resting and just kind of regulating your nervous system is a huge part of the creation process. Maybe you're just wondering right now, maybe your third eye is opening, maybe you're opening your mind to all of these new ideas and like you're accepting these new theories on quantum physics and dimensions of time and all of those things. All of that is part of this growing, learning, creation process that we call life. So drop down in the chat, my beloveds. What have you been up to? Update the Soul Tribe fam. We all want to know. We all got to keep in touch. Consider this your roll call. And don't you even think that I've given up the read of our book. I haven't. I understand. We need to get through Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Wynn, and I am planning on being at the next read of our regularly scheduled reading time. I love you so much, Soul Tribe. Thank you so much for humoring me and participating in this roll call, and I will see you all and connect with you all soon. Bye.